Well, thank all of you all for being here today, and thank you, Brian, for that introduction. Let me first tell everyone here about Brian Ambergeen. Brian's a great friend. He's a great Kentuckian, and he's a great veteran. Brian served our country at Camp Lejeune, and no one, and I mean no one, has fought harder for Camp Lejeune veterans and their families than Brian Ambergeen. Thank you, buddy. For years, Brian refused to let this issue be ignored. He refused to let Washington, D.C. forget. He refused to let the suffering of his fellow veterans be swept under the rug. Brian, your leadership went to expose an injustice that went unaddressed for far too long. And on behalf of the veterans standing behind you, beside you, in front of you, thank you. We are grateful for your leadership. Thank you very much. I'm also grateful to the veterans of foreign wars, to every Camp Lejeune veteran, and to every family member here today. I was proud to stand with all of you all in support of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022. It was the right thing to do. For decades, men, women, and children were exposed to toxic drinking water at Camp Lejeune. Toxic water that caused cancers. Toxic water that caused heart attacks. Toxic water that caused Parkinson's. Toxic water that caused devastating illnesses. Toxic water that stole futures, shortened lives, and crushed families. The Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 was an important step toward justice, and we were able to include that in the PACT Act and pass it into law. But let's be honest, the job is not done. The proof is in the numbers. Today, more than 400,000 claims are pending. Less than 1% of those claims have been resolved. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not justice. And that is exactly why we are here today. Because the promise Congress made to Camp Lejeune veterans must be fulfilled. And that's why I am proudly a co-sponsor, why I proudly co-sponsored and am a co-sponsor of the Ensuring Justice for Camp Lejeune Victims Act. This bill restores the right to a jury trial. It helps reduce the backlog by allowing cases to be heard throughout the Fourth Circuit. It helps ensure veterans receive compensation more quickly. And it caps attorney's fees so that veterans who win claims receive more of what is owed to them instead of lining the pockets of trial lawyers across America. Now, I'm a lawyer myself, and many of the families of Camp Lejeune, victims of toxic water, they need lawyers. I'm not against lawyers. We've got some great lawyers here who are fabulous advocates for these families. So it should be the choice of the family how they want to pursue justice. But the justice needs to come to the victims and their families. Yes. So let me tell you something else. This matters in my home state of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Let me tell you something. One of my best friends in Congress is Greg Murphy, the sponsor of this legislation. He is a champion for Camp Lejeune. He is a champion for those of you assembled here today. Greg Murphy is a champion for this cause, and I'm proud to be associated with him in this cause. But it's not just about North Carolina. It's not just about Eastern North Carolina. It's not just about those who live in and around Camp Lejeune today. It's about all those families who served at Camp Lejeune over the years. And there are today more than 4,400 Kentucky veterans and family members who have filed claims related to Camp Lejeune's toxic water contamination. Proud of that in Kentucky. Got a lot of great Marine families in Kentucky. These are our neighbors. They are our friends. These are American patriots who answered the call when their country needed them. They kept their promise to America, and now it is time for America to keep its promise to them. I will continue to work with Brian, with veteran service organizations, and with my colleagues in Congress, like the great patriot Greg Murphy, and all of other colleagues, the 90 members of Congress who have co-sponsored this bill, and especially those colleagues of mine who serve on the Judiciary Committee, where this bill is currently sitting, until these veterans receive the justice they deserve. God bless our veterans, God bless the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much.